All right. So Lois says that Albert says, "Vamos, campeón." I love it. Let's go, champ. Lois says that she likes meat and potatoes. Kristen Brown says she's very excited. I am very excited as well. We're going to hang tight, for, let's say, another 2 or 3 minutes. Let folks continue to join. Feel free to tell me anything that you think is interesting about what's going on in your world. This is me on the screen there. My name is Ezra. I've got some funny hair, and I do have a beard for those of you who like to make fun of people with long hair and beards. And there are a lot of you out there. I will just throw that out. I mean, like, I've gone through many let's say a way that I am presenting myself to the world visually, right? Like in high school, I was going real hard for that sort of pompadour Elvis kind of thing. I thought that was super cool. And then, as I grew up and finally was able to grow a beard, I grew a beard and I really enjoyed that. Before it was popular, before it was like, lumberjack culture had taken over, had swept America. I had the beard and long hair, back when it was just hippies who did it, I guess. Anyways, I get a lot of flack for that. Apparently, it's not particularly business looking. I don't know, but let's get on. Let's change the subject from my appearance. How about that? But that is me on the screen, and we've got hello from Peru, Giancarlo from Peru. We got Gretz from Portugal. Linda says, "Let's go, champ." Andrew says it's starting to get cold here. Toby says, "What's going on?" Jessica says she prefers my man bun. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The man bun is actually what I get most of the flack about. I mean, man, if you looked at some of the comments on some of the ads I run on Facebook, people really just give me a hard time about putting my hair in a bun, which is just practical, first of all, okay? Aside from, I do think I like the way it looks on me, but it's also quite practical. Lee says he's just had an amazing surf and he's super pumped. Awesome. Yeah, I'm super pumped about this presentation, which we will start in just a couple minutes here, guys. It's going to be a good presentation. You're going to like it. Sandra is a child of the 70s. Doug says, Kristen Brown says that she's got Doug Crow from Shopify here with her. What's up, Doug? So we'll have to put on a good show for Doug. Elvira, oh man, I grew up in Hawaii, and by the way, we'll just chat a little bit before we get started. We're going to get started here. It's 8:02, so it's 2 or 3 minutes. But I grew up in Hawaii, and it was a really fascinating experience growing up in Hawaii 20 years ago, when it was like a unique thing to be white in Hawaii back then. There was much less white people in the schools and stuff. But anyways, there's this band called the Cowie Crater Boys, and they've got a song that goes Elvira. And I can't actually sing it. I do play the ukulele, though. But anyway, you should look that up. You should look up the song Elvira by the Cowie Crater Boys, because it's a great song. Elvira, you have that name, so you might enjoy it. She says, "I became happy when I accepted my crazy, uncomfortable hair for what it was." Cool. Good for you. I'm happy to hear that. It's good to approve of the way that you look. Afshin says that she just installed Klaviyo. Brian says, "Let's go, champ." Thank you. Lee says he's eating snapper in Australia. Kristen Brown says, "Hippie hair, don't care." Monica says, "Hello from Atlanta. The ATL, do the A-Town stomp." I love that we got Atlanta here. We've got Moritz from Germany in the house. Jen from Cabo San Lucas, just out there partying. Wow, a lot of Canadians here today. Love me some Canada. I'll be headed up to Canada in May. That'll be exciting. Rainy New Zealand in the house. Hey, Ezra, I have my daughter with me. So excited and love your man bun. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zenobia. That's nice of you. Hi from San Diego. Hey, Ezra Abraham in the house from Guadalajara, Mexico. Emily's in the game tonight. We got Kevin from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Becky says she saw a video on email marketing a while back and super excited about it. Brandon says he spent many years living on Kauai. Becky says, "You grew up in Hawaii? I raised my kids there in the 80s. Yeah, Hawaii. I grew up on the North Shore of Oahu. I went to Sunset Beach Elementary School. I went to Kahuku High School. I'm one local kaimbrata at heart. For those of you who speak Hawaiian Pidgin, that's the inflection of folks who speak Hawaiian Pidgin language. Hawaiian Pidgin, one language. How's that? It's a dialect that's spoken in Hawaii, and it's actually recognized as a real language. You guys probably didn't come here to hear me just rant and ramble about my childhood and my appearance, you probably are interested in business context. So content. So I feel like I will go ahead and dive right into that business content right now. So I'm going to give it just like a little 3-second countdown here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Here's the thing. I will hang out with you and answer your questions. I really will. But I do have like a lot of stuff that I want to share with you. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to go through the content that I've prepared for this presentation first, and then I will stick around and answer your questions. Here we go. Let's go, champ. We're getting started right now. So my name is Ezra Firestone. I'm the CEO of smartmarketer.com. For those of you who don't know me, I have an 8-figure e-commerce business that did $18.17 million in 2016. All of my businesses in total did $22.5 million in revenue in 2016. And I tell you this so that you know that I know what I'm talking about. I lead a team of 40 people. I've been doing this now for about a decade. And listen, I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a guy. And there's nothing special about me other than I really, really love this stuff. I'm super into it. I think about it quite a lot. My team and I do this for a living. It's what we love to do. And our business model is do and then document. So we kind of believe in spending our time on innovation and figuring out what works, leveraging that in our own businesses, and then sharing that with our community of subscribers, blog post followers, and Facebook fans and things like that. So that's our business model. That's what we do. We do a lot more, revenue in our e-commerce businesses than we do in our training businesses, but our training businesses, we're getting pretty good at those too. So that's what you'll be engaging with tonight. This is presented by Smart Marketer, which is my information training brand. So this is me here on the left, and these are just some stats about me. What I want to do in this training is break down email marketing. And by the way, I don't know where this slide came from, by the way, on what's going on here. Show me the money, I guess. I'll show you the money. Maybe that's what my designer was thinking, that tonight we are going to show you the money. So by the way, we're doing pretty well this year so far as well. That same store is at about 5.8 million up. This is up to today. So January 1st to April 27th. For those of you just joining, I will answer your questions at the end of this presentation. Let's go, champ. So here's what's going to happen tonight. What we're going to cover is my best email marketing sequences and how you can replicate them in your business. I'm going to give you my holiday sales campaigns to copy. I'm also going to do a little bonus on Facebook Messenger because I think of it as a communication medium between a brand and a consumer. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to train deeper with me. I'm going to offer you one of my training programs that's brand new. I think it's probably one of the better ones we've ever done. And if you're not interested in that, that's totally cool. You should still go through this presentation because you will leave here with things you can implement in your business and start making more money tonight. So that's my goal. That's always my goal. I'm always value first. I'm always offer, and then say, hey, I've got something I think you might be interested in. And then I'm not upset if you're not interested in it, by the way. But this will be extremely valuable, and I do implore you to actually consume it all. Take the time. It's going to be an hour or two, maybe 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, depends on how long it takes me to get through. I've got a lot I want to cover, and I'm going into Facebook Messenger as well. So I really want to I really want you to implement this in your business. Now, when we look at my brand over the last year, this is February 25th to February 25th when I pulled this screenshot. You can see there was $18 million in revenue from that time period. And 5.5 million or 31% of our revenue came from email as a channel of communication between our brand and our subscribers. 2.9 million or 16% came from automated emails, which my email service provider labels as flows. And 15% or 2.6 million came from campaign emails, meaning emails that were manually broadcasted to our subscriber base. So emails that we sent manually rather than emails that were sent automatically. And I'm going to be showing you a whole bunch of automatic emails that I want you to send and a whole bunch of manual emails that I want you to send and kind of the difference between the two. Now, my goal for 2017 for this brand is for us to get up to 40% of total revenue from email. As you can see here, in the last 30 days, we've achieved this. So from February 8th to March 11th, actually it's about, that's a month ago now, we did $1.7 million in revenue, and 40% of that came from email. You can see that 28% was from campaigns, which means we were running a sale campaign doing broadcast emails. But I want over the course of the year that we get to 40% of our entire store's revenue from this channel. And by the way, if you're not doing 30%, then you're not emailing enough, and you're not emailing sophisticated enough. Rather, I don't know how you articulate that, but your email marketing strategy is not sophisticated enough. And that is a problem that I would like to solve for you tonight by giving you some implementable tactics. So quickly, one quick tip for those of you, quick win for you advertisers before we really dive in to email marketing. For those of you who are using advertising to amplify your business, which I highly recommend doing, we've got a lot of training on how to do that. If you're not using advertising to amplify your business, my viewpoint on that is that you should commit some amount of money, $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you can afford, and you should spend that every month amplifying your brand, whether or not you are profitable. Literally look at it as an investment in your brand that over time builds a snowball of subscribers, fans, and followers that you can then market to via other channels like email. And of course, look, you're trying to be profitable. And if you want to be more profitable, go through my ads trainings. I mean, we're pretty good at advertising. So one quick win for you advertisers is to target email openers and clickers who've opened an email in the last 14 days or clicked an email in the last 14 days, separate from your other retargeting. So here's what that looks like. We've got a CRM called Klaviyo that allows us to do this, where we can build a dynamic segment of people who opened an email but did not click and did not buy in the last 14 days, or who clicked an email but did not buy in the last 14 days. So we are targeting people who open but don't click, and then we're targeting people who click but don't buy on an email. And you can see the segment that we've created here, and this is maybe a little bit hard to see if you're on a mobile device, but you can watch this again, is we say, what has someone done? They've opened an email at least once in the last 14 days. They've not ordered a product in the last 14 days, and they've not clicked an email in the last 14 days. Then this next audience, we have people who have click the email. And by the way, this is not the email training that you came for. This is just a quick little ad strategy. It's working really well for us. Quick win for you to say my appreciation for you spending some time with me. I want to give you something real quick that you can take away. Click the email, but not purchase in the last 14 days. And then we target these people with very aggressive, brand-specific, direct-to-product offering advertising, because we want to target those people a little bit differently than our website remarketing audiences. We want to target people who've opened our emails and clicked our emails more aggressively than those who've just visited the website. And as you can see here, we are making a 5x and a 10x return on our retargeting here, if you pull that open, for these groups of people, which is significantly better than the return that we make on people who just visit the website and don't buy, right? So we're drilling down and retargeting people based on the behavior that they've taken. And there's a question here. I will get to those questions at the end. Please remember them and hit me with them towards the end of the presentation. That way I can just kind of roll and tell you everything I've got to tell you and then sit here and answer your questions. So the reason I also wanted to point that out is because the goal is to communicate with people differently based on how they've interacted with your brand. And we want to do that with every available communication platform that we have, right? In that case, people have opened an email, and what we're doing is, targeting them on a Facebook channel. So we're using the behavior that they took and targeting them with an advertisement. By the way, I am facebook.com/meet Ezra. I'm at Ezra Firestone on Instagram. I'm at Ezra Firestone on Twitter. Feel free to take screenshots, tag me, selfies, whatever you want. I'd love to be socially shared, this training. So feel free to share and link back to Smart Marketer. So your business is simply a group of people and multiple communication mediums. That's all it is. That's literally your whole business. It's a group of people who you're trying to communicate with and multiple communication mediums with which you're trying to communicate with them on. Our focus is going to be on email tonight because that was really the first communication medium between a brand and a subscriber that was any kind of effective. Ads were around, but like once someone subscribed to your email list, you thought, man, I've made it. I used to think of my brand as simply my email list. That's it. That's what I thought of my brand as. I thought of it as my email list. That was my brand. Well, then came pixeled lists, meaning someone could visit a web page of yours and you could put a pixel on their computer and follow up with them via advertising. And These really are still the big two, emails and ads. Those are really the big two communication mediums, that we have as brands to communicate with folks. And it doesn't want to stay on that slide. But now there are a few new channels. There's desktop push notifications, there's Facebook Messenger lists, and there's mobile push notifications. So let me just quickly tell you about these other communication mediums that you have. And by the way, this presentation is still going to be very much focused on email, but I'm going to give you a bonus presentation on Facebook Messenger. So desktop push notifications, you might have seen these if you've come to any one of my websites recently. Basically, we use a little tool called pushcrew.com. It's free, pushcrew.com. And you put a little snippet on your website, and when someone shows up on a desktop or a laptop, it pops this thing out that says, hey, do you want to subscribe? Then when they subscribe, you can then, when you have like an email, you send the email out via email, you run an ad to people who are on your retargeting list for the same whatever sale or piece of content it is, and you can also do a desktop push notification. You could also build a mobile app like we've done here and convince your subscribers to download it, and then you could do mobile push notifications to their mobile phone. This is more advanced. You're probably not going to use this communication medium, but the communication medium that every brand will be using by the end of this year is Facebook Messenger lists. And that's why I'm going to include how I think you should be leveraging Facebook Messenger lists in this presentation about email marketing, because frankly, it's just another communication medium between your brand and your subscribers or your potential subscribers. So what we're going to first do is we're going to look at email marketing automation, then the dynamic communications that are happening based on user behavior that you should have in place for your brand. Then we're going to look at the manual communications that I want you to be sending to, and I don't care how many subscribers you have. Literally, if you have 50 subscribers, that is enough. It does not matter the size. These direct response marketing principles are relevant across any size of business. And, I've grown my businesses from me in my apartment in New York City with my wife in like 300 square feet to now having 40 people and doing 8 figures a year in the last decade. And like, you can totally do that too. And you can use these principles, you can use these strategies in your business regardless of size. So let's look at email marketing automation. It's very similar to the way we look at advertising. So we have our early stage of the customer journey, which is before someone has bought from us. We then have our hot stage of the customer journey, which is after someone has engaged with us. And then we've got our sort of loyalty pillar or post-purchase stage where someone has now done business with us. So early stage, we're going to have content opt-in email address list that I'm going to tell you about. Hot lists are when someone abandons your sales page or they abandon your shopping cart. And post-purchase is when someone buys from you and you have an email sequence going out to them. When someone buys from you and then sort of disappears and doesn't buy from you again, we're going to have an email list going out to them. And then when someone buys from you 2 times. So these are 6 different dynamic email communication series is not a word, but dynamic email automations. That's the word I'm looking for. So basically it's going to be several emails in each of these, sort of areas of your business that are going to be happening based on when someone opts in pre-purchase, when someone abandons your sales page, when someone abandons your shopping cart, when someone buys from you, when someone buys from you but then never comes back after 2 months, when someone buys from you 2 times. There's going to be a different series of emails going out to each of these people. So my viewpoint is very strongly that 30% of your revenue from your brand should come from email. And if it doesn't, you need to implement all of these different flows that I'm about to show you. So we have our post-purchase flow. You can see that we've made $395,000 from that one in the last year. We have our pre-purchase flow, which is that content opt-in that's been very profitable for us. Our 10% off hot list, which would be in the middle pillar there. This is when someone abandons a sales page. We have our win-back campaign. This is when someone buys from us once but then never comes back. We have our abandoned cart campaign. This is when someone adds a product to the cart and then sort of leaves and doesn't come back, and we want to get them back. And then we've got when someone buys from us 2 times. So these are the automation sequences that I want you to have in place for your brand. And I can't give you every single email in every single one of these automations in a 1-hour presentation, but I can tell you about them. I can tell you what should be happening in them, and I can give you some of the emails that should go in some of them, just so that you've got a good sort of head start on creating this for your brand. And the beauty of these automations, remember, we did 31% of our revenue from email last year. 16% came from dynamic automations, and those you literally set up once. 16% of my revenue is happening from something I set up once and never did again. So we're going to dig into all the questions you're asking towards the end of the presentation. For now, I'm going to continue. So these are the email automation sequences that I want you to have in place for your brand. Now, one thing that I'm a big fan of is reusing your conversion assets. My viewpoint on business is that simply it's just a collection of conversion assets that work in concert with one another over time to achieve a conversion event. Here's what I mean by that. I mean, like, if you have a sales page, if you have a product offer video, if you have a customer testimonial, if you have product imagery, if you have any sort of case studies or social proof, those are all what I call conversion assets. And those are conversion assets that we want to leverage in our email sequences and in our sales pages. We want to reuse those everywhere, those conversion assets. Now, first, I want you to understand the 3 types of emails we send, because frankly, in all of those email automations, and by the way, that's only the automated side of email. I haven't even gotten into the manual side yet, the broadcast side. But in those email automations, we're really only sending 3 types of email. Like, fundamentally, we're only sending 3 types of email. So this is where I give you the content that you can then leverage to create those email sequences. I'm going to give you some of the emails in each one of those sequences that you should be using, but we send a lot of emails, so I can't show you them all, but I'm going to give you the 3 types of emails we send so that you can then replicate those for your own sequences. So the first one is a trust builder, which is also known as social proof. Second one is a content email, and the third one is an offer email. So let's look at those a little bit deeper. So the trust builder email, simply the goal of a trust builder email is to build trust between your brand and the consumer. And every single one of those email automations that I just showed you should have trust builder emails in them. In your pre-purchase, in your hot list, and in your post-purchase email automations, you should be leveraging trust builders. Now, let's dive deeper a little bit into trust builders. So what is it? Well, social proof, right? Customer testimonials, any kind of thing where someone is talking about how you're good is a good trust builder, right? Any kind of science, proof, case study, anything related to the value of the product or the brand that's coming from an arbitrary third party. You can cite scientific case studies, you can cite current events, you can cite anything that reinforces why you're doing something good in the world and why your products are good. Manufacturing process transparency, which, by the way, is this one right here. This is a manufacturing process transparency post that we use everywhere. We use this on the product offer page. We use this in the pre-purchase email sequences. We use this in the post-purchase email sequences. We reuse our conversion asset. We generated a very cool conversion asset where we just basically break down how we make our products, and we use that as a trust builder email in many different dynamic automations that we have, as well as our sales page. So that's a great one, manufacturing process transparency. There's also honest communication about any facet of the business. Literally anything that you can think to tell someone that might be interesting about what you're doing and why is a trust builder email. So, excuse me, I just took a sip of my ginger tea to keep my throat coated so that I can, not sound hoarse for you. So those are your trust builder emails. Then we have our content emails, which simply is the goal is to get a subscriber, someone who's, pre-purchase or during purchase process where they've abandoned and they're on your hot list, or post-purchase in one of those email sequences, to engage with any kind of brand relevant content, any content that's relevant to your brand. And some ideas here are like current event analysis, tips, tricks, market related blog videos or posts, content related to the ownership benefit of the product, funny memes, curated content. This is my favorite. Curated content that they might like. So a YouTube video you found that was related to something going on in your market that you shared on your blog, that you embedded on your blog. Because by the way, we're only ever emailing people to our own website. We're never emailing people off of our website, but we can leverage other people's content. For example, you can have your take on someone else's post. You can say, oh man, look at this article that this person wrote about this thing. Here's what we think about it. So you can go to your favorite websites, blogs, you can go to Fit Life TV, or you can go to Juicing Vegetables. My buddy Drew Canoli has a business called Organifi. He does this really well. He's got a lot of content that's kind of relevant to his topic of his market topic that he does really well. But you can literally find, there's so many different brands out there. You can look at what they're doing, but any kind of content, because what it does is it soft sells. So people will get these emails and they will buy from them, even though you're not trying to sell a product. And you'll put these in your automations. You'll send these out manually as well. So we'll talk about those as we continue. Then we have offer emails. And simply put, offer emails are designed to sell a product, introduce a new product, cross-sell additional items, they're really about selling. And you have to ask for the sale. You have to feel good about asking for the sale. It's okay to ask for the sale. So some ideas for these are product announcement emails, sales. We run sales. I'm going to actually break down one of our sales campaigns that we did last year. And man, when you're doing sales, or woman, let's not be sexist here or gender specific. Use deadlines to create urgency. Deadlines work so well. I'm going to show you some examples of that as we continue. So product cross-selling is another great way, saying, hey, you bought this, but not this. Open the box, customer case study content with relationship to product. Pre-order campaigns like, hey, this thing is coming. Buy it ahead of time. That's a really great way to make some money. And there's actually a guy in my Blue Ribbon Mastermind who has a watch brand that's on pace to do about $50 million this year, I think. Maybe it's a little bit less than that, where they do all of these pre-order campaigns where they basically are like, hey, we're coming out with this new product. It'll be ready in 3 months. Buy it now at a discount. And then they just get all this money that funds their creation of the product. It's kind of amazing. We're going to start doing it. I got the idea from him and I thought, man, that is genius. So we're going to actually roll out some of those as well. And then there's also affiliate offerings or product recommendations. So you can literally email other people's stuff and say, hey, here's another brand that we think you might like, or here's a brand that we tried and we liked, and you can get an affiliate commission on that. So that's another thing that you can send people if you don't have more than one product in your brand. If you do have more than one product in your brand, then I recommend that you try to sell people your own stuff rather than other people's stuff. So some examples, hey, this is like a cross-sell email for our Boom Touch product. Can we talk about something personal? It's a little bit compelling because it's for a product that's a bit controversial, It's one of our best-selling products, and it's one of our least reviewed and least sort of commented on products, but people really, really like it. But it is about like a kind of a controversial topic, so it's a good one to email on. If you can figure out controversial type topics or pain points that people in your market have that you can solve with products, is great. Here's an example of content engagement. Again, how to conceal under eye circles, which is related to makeup, which is our product line. And by the way, oops, man, I didn't ask you the question. I didn't know that was coming. So I don't know if you noticed this. Did anyone catch that? Did you see what just fell down onto the screen? Let me know. You could type it right into the box here if you saw what fell onto the screen there. It may have been too quick. I may have pulled it back. Okay, everyone saw it. So check this out. Bang. That is a Facebook video embed. So what we do is when we shoot a video, or when we have a video for, that we're going to put on our website, we actually upload it to Facebook first. Then we take the Facebook embed code and we stick that on our website rather than YouTube, Wistia, or Vimeo. Reason being, when we email our subscriber database and we say, go to our website to watch this video, if they're logged into Facebook, which by the way, like 90% of them are, and they watch that video, then that counts towards a remarketing list, meaning we can then remarket to them based on them consuming the video, even though they didn't consume it on Facebook. That might be a little high level. That might be a little technical, but man, it's super effective. And that should be worth attending this presentation just for that little trick there. It's been working really well for us, and it's allowed us to significantly increase the audiences of our video consumption audiences. Rather than just sticking our blog videos on Wistia, we stick them on Facebook, and that way people who watch the videos on our blogs are building our Facebook audiences. And by the way, I see a lot of questions coming in. Please wait till the end, and I really will answer them, I promise. But if you ask them now, then I'm not going to be able to scroll back and find them. So just write them down, and then I'll get to them. This is a cross sell of our Boom Silk product. So that is the three types of emails that we send: the social proof or trust builders, the content emails, and the offer emails. Pretty much fundamentally every email we send in every one of these sequences is one of those three categories, as you will see. So let's talk a little bit about the first email sequence, which is the pre-purchase email sequence. In our case, it's a welcome to Boom sequence. It's happening pre-purchase. We are getting people to subscribe to this via a opt-in in the header and footer, a coupon box pop-up, an exit intent pop-up, and any lead generation campaigns that we might run. So here's an example of the header. You can see in the header and footer, we have this thing called Join the Boom Club. And when you click that, you can then opt in to join our club. Little funny story about this. I was at an event and some guy came up to me and he said, hey, he was telling me this story about his friend was, I don't know if it was him or his friend, but basically they had a kid and the kid came home from school with a bunch of dollars, a bunch of dollar bills and a bunch of people's names on a list. And the dad said, hey man, how did you get all these dollar bills and what is the deal with this list of names? And the kid said, well, I told people that to give me $1 and they could join the club. This kid must have been in middle school or something. And the dad said, okay, well, like, what do they get when they're in the club? And he said, look, I put their name on the list. Now they're in the club. So I thought to myself, that's a pretty interesting in-out game. People want to be in the club. They don't want to be out of the club. And let me try that as a call to action in my header rather than saying something like get 5% off. And it crushed from a conversion rate standpoint the thing we used to have, which was get 5% off. So join the club works really well. So that's one way that we get people to opt in the header and footer. And then we also have exit intent, where someone is on our homepage, someone is on our About Us page, someone is on our blog page, and they try to leave, and we pop up a pop-up box right here. And by the way, let me just go back here. Can anyone spot what is wrong with this exit intent pop-up? Anyone? Can you spot what is wrong with this exit intent pop-up? This was running for like a year before we noticed this. So basically, if you're on our website, we fixed this now, but it says it says be part of the Pro Age Evolution, join the Boom Club, and get my top eight skincare tips for women over 40. And then we're like, do you want this? Yes. Show me your tips. So it sounds a little bit, yeah, exactly. Show me your tips. So basically, we fixed this because we didn't realize that was not, it just sounds too much like something else. But anyways, exit intent is where if they say yes to this, then we say, okay, cool, enter your email address. And it's a great way to get leads pre-purchase. And I want to point out the difference between exit intent and exit pop-ups. So exit pop-ups are basically where someone is on your website, they try to leave, and you actually pop open a new browser window. So they can't get out of it because you've opened up a new browser tab. In exit intent, which is what we're leveraging here, is where they try to leave and you pop up an opt-in in the same exact page they're on, so it's not intrusive, right? It's just like activity happening on the page they're already visiting. Totally kosher, totally okay to do, nothing wrong with it, and it works super well. So those are the ways that we're getting people onto our pre-purchase list, our pre-purchase email list. Now let's talk about some of the best practices for your pre-purchase email list. You want to have at least 7 days of emails. You want to end with your strongest offer. You want to leverage a discount ladder, which we will be talking about later. So remember that buzzword, discount ladder. Unsubscribe them if they do purchase and put them onto the post-purchase list. And then if they go through all the emails that are on the pre-purchase list, at least 7 days worth, and they still don't buy, then they just go on your normal everyday broadcast list. So that is your pre-purchase engagement list where you're opting people in before they've bought. Now, we also have pre-purchase email list number 2, which is a hot list email, right? So this is one of those hot list pillars that we went over. And this is where someone is sort of on a sales page and they're abandoning the sales page. We offer a discount. You'll notice that back here on the exit intent, what we did was we said, hey, do you want content on this exit intent offer? Because they weren't on a sales page, right? That we're not going to try to get them to get a discount. We're not going to try to get them to purchase a product because right now they're viewing content. They're either on our homepage, our About Us page, our Contact Us page, our privacy policy page, our blog post page. They're on a content page. They're going to see a content exit intent offer. If you make it to a product offer page, then what we're going to do is offer you a discount. So this is the 10% off hot list page and hot list email sequence. And you can see that it's worth $2 a recipient, meaning every person who gets an email on this email flow is worth $2 to us. It's our second most valuable aside from our abandoned cart email sequence. So basically what that means for us is when someone is visiting our e-commerce category page on the left, one of our e-commerce product offer pages in the middle, or our shopping cart page, any of those 3 pages we are classifying as a offer page. And so when they try to leave, what we do is we pop up we incentivize them with a discount. We say, hey, wait a minute. Sign up now and get 10% off of your first order. We pop up this opt-in. And then if they enter their email address, we say, great, thank you so much. Here is your 10% coupon code. Go ahead and continue shopping. And then it layers at the top of the screen, it layers a 10% off coupon. Now, about a lot of our revenue is made from this 10% off coupon. It's super effective. I'm a big fan of incentivizing people to take action with a discount if they've showed interest and then abandoned. It works really well, and you're not gonna worry about your margins. You're not going to you're not going to cut into your margins, and you're not going to cannibalize people potentially buying at full price. Not everyone's going to see this. Not everyone's going to use it. It's totally worth doing. It's a great strategy. It will make you extra money. Now, the first email that goes out needs to immediately say, here's your 10% off coupon code. The goal is to convert non-buyers and offer the discount. So the first email that goes out that says, hey, as promised, goes out immediately. Here's your 10% off coupon code. Look at the structure of this email. Headline, subheadline, hero shot, image call to action, more content, blue underlined text links, image at the bottom. That goes out immediately. And you can see this email has a 46% open rate. And it's made us about $250,000 since we set it up. And it's got, not much of a spam complaint. So it's a great email. Then we send out an email. Then this is the deadline. This is the urgency. By the way, we send out one email in between these two. There's a whole bunch of content emails you can leverage in this hot list sequence. I'm only showing you the two, sales emails, the discount and the discount time constraint. So last chance for 10% off. This is going out on day 2. So first what happens, they got an email immediately. Then on day 1, they would have received a content email or a social proof email. And then on day 2, one of those email categories I told you about before. Day 2, we're saying, hey, this is your last chance. Get your 10% off. It's going away right now. You've only got 24 hours left. Use that urgency, because people will not take action these days with the mobile world that we live in, with how much, time, like how many other things they're being bombarded with. You got to incentivize them, and you got to create some urgency. So that email has been worth, $40,000 for us, 26% open rate, 7.4%. So not as much money as the first email, but an extra 40,000, and I'll happily take that. So you want to leverage discount, you want to leverage urgency, and then in this email sequence, you also want to have, content emails, social proof emails, things like that in this email flow. Now, the next email sequence we have is abandoned cart. Now, this is where someone visits your shopping cart and they don't buy, which, by the way, on average for an e-commerce store is going to be 68% of people will do that. They'll visit your shopping cart and then they won't buy. So what we want to do is we want to email them several times to try to remind them to purchase from us if they visited our shopping cart. And this one is really profitable. You can see it's worth $2.46 per recipient, which is our most valuable dynamic email automation that we have. It's a really valuable one. And this one, you really want to do one email a day for at least 7 days, because 90% of your revenue is going to come in that first week. Look at our email sequence here. Take a look at this. Literally, a whole lot of emails going out over 14 days. Check this out, though, you guys. Notice that these are the only 2 emails that are unique within this sequence. All these other emails we have reused in pre-purchase email sequence before they were on a hot list email sequence, post-purchase email sequence we do completely unique because that's buyers. But like the only 2 unique emails in this cart abandonment sequence that aren't also in the hot list email sequence. And notice that we're saying this is after someone started a checkout and has placed an order 0 times. We also have on that 10% off hot list one, where if someone abandons the sales page and gets on that hot list, we say, if they've started a checkout, remove them from this email. So we're using smart automation where they're never on the same email twice. Pretty easy to do. You can ask your email service provider. But these are the only 2 unique emails in here. The other emails that you'll see are content emails, social proof emails, and product offer emails that are in all of our other sequences. I'm a fan of reusing conversion assets. So the first email goes out 4 hours after their order. It says, hey, your order's still open. Finish it before we run out of stock. And it literally has links to the products that were in their shopping cart that link right back to the checkout. You click those links, it takes you right back to the checkout that you had before. So we are using order-specific and customer-specific data dynamically inserted into the email communication and linking directly from the email right to the cart. Now, Our email service provider allows us to do this. Maybe yours doesn't. I don't know, but if it doesn't, you can just, link back to your store. But then the goal here is to complete the purchase, communicate some urgency. Then, by the way, you can see this email has been really profitable for us. 50% open rate, 19% click rate. And this went out 4 hours after they buy. No spam complaints, like 0.1% spam complaints. And then we send another one out 20 hours later and we say, hey, look, this is your last chance. Time to get down, time to purchase. And if they don't buy, then we keep sending them emails. But we make a lot of money from these first two emails, 166,000 from that second email that goes out. It's just a reminder. And look, here's what you can see, right? This is the last 30 days. 4 hours, 24 hours, then 2 days, 4 days, then 5 days, 6 days. And then we're leveraging at 4 days, we say get 10% off. See that 10% off email at 4 days? Then at 6 days, we say, hey, this is your last chance. And that is the same 10% off sequence that we used in the hot list. So we just reuse those conversion assets. I hope you're finding this valuable so far. If you do this stuff, you're going to make more money. Then we have our post-purchase sequence, which is triggered on the sale event when someone buys. This is after they've actually purchased. You can see here, it's worth about 30 cents a recipient, but it's also about building, communication between you and your subscriber base, collecting conversion assets as you're about to see, reducing refunds and returns, getting people engaged with your brand. I'm going to give you a couple emails that should go out in this. Our post-purchase email sequence is quite long, as you can see here. The first one we send out is we send an immediate email. Hey, thanks so much. Welcome. And the goal of this email, and this should be every business should have this, confirm the order, deliver the shipping information, offer support, and establish some familiarity. So some ideas for this video and things you want to cover is, hey, thanks so much for buying. Let them know when the product will ship. You can let them know what to expect, let them know that you're going to be sending them a lot more emails. Hey, your product's going to ship in a couple of days. It'll come in a box that looks like this. You're going to get a bunch of emails from us. Safe port them. Ask them to like your Facebook fan page. And then the goal of this video really is to introduce people to who you are. Tell them your story. Let them know why you created the brand. Create some intimacy. Build some relationship. This can be a long video. They just bought from you. You can get really excited. You can put a lot of stuff in this video. So you definitely need this initial video in your post-purchase sequence. And then, because we're on a time constraint here, I thought to myself, what's the second most important email I think people need in their post-purchase sequence? And I think it's this one, which goes out on day 16, where we say, hey, get $10 gift certificate to our store. And we say, hey, I'd like to offer you a free $10 gift certificate to my store in exchange for a video review of our products. This offer expires 3 days from today. Here's what I want you to do. Grab a smartphone, record your video, 20 to 50 seconds long. Here are the requirements for the video. Mention our brand name, show your face, review the product, and then email us your video and then collect your gift card. Now notice that in this email, I've given them everything that I want them to do, but then I also link to a landing page that also has information. So the goal here is social proof, multiple media formats, and an email plus a landing page. So here's what that looks like, right? By the way, this landing page template, if you're on a Shopify store, if you have Shopify, I have a landing page builder for Shopify that replicates all my landing pages. It's called Zipify, ZIPIFY.com. You can literally download this template, publish it onto your store, make a few changes to it in the editor, and have it up in like 5 minutes. It's literally that quick. So you notice that in the email, we have an image. We have a video on this page at the bottom. We're communicating what we want in multiple communication mediums. We're showing them in text format. We're showing them in image format. We've got a visual directive on the offer page. Look at the visual directive. Shows you in image format what we want you to do. Some people prefer to consume content in different formats. They like to watch, they like to read, or like to look. And these conversion assets that are generated, we use on our product offer pages, we use in our email sequences, we use everywhere. So it's a great way to generate conversion assets for your brand. So that is your post-purchase email sequence. Then we have your win-back campaign. Win-back campaigns, look at how much money we've made from win-back campaigns. Oh my God, win-back campaigns work really well. So let me explain to you quickly what a win-back campaign is. So someone buys from you once, right? Then they go on your post-purchase automation sequence. So you're sending them emails, trying to cross-sell them. They're getting manual broadcast emails from you where you're trying to run sale events to them that aren't automated emails. You're maybe running ads to people who bought from you, trying to get them to buy again. You're doing all this stuff to try to get them to buy. Well, if after 60 days, they still haven't bought, then you put them on this email sequence that's called a win-back campaign. So you've done all this stuff to try to get them to buy, and they haven't. So after 60 days, you say, hey, here's 10% off. After 62 days, you say, hey, here's 10% off going away. After 90 days, you say, here's 15% off. So you leverage a ladder of discounts and a ladder of discount urgency to get them to order a second time. It works unbelievably well. If you want to get real crazy with it, you can do something called a cohort analysis. And that will, you can hire someone to do this for you. You have to have at least a year of data, and you have to have, let's say, a good amount of orders. But basically you can say when someone buys one product, they're most likely, for me, for example, if someone comes in and buys my Boomstick Trio, they're most likely to buy my Boom Silk within 14 days. If they don't do that, I put them on obviously with all the things that are in place, with the post-purchase email sequence, with everything else that's happening, our advertising, they're most likely to buy Boom Silk within 14 days. If they don't do that, put them on an email sequence that tries to sell them Boom Silk. You can go to a product level with win-back campaigns. However, what we've been doing for the last a year and a half is literally just, hey, you didn't buy after 60 days, here's a coupon. And it's worked incredibly well. So you can go broad level as well. There's also the 2 times buyer sequence. So basically this is if someone buys twice, you want to send them a different post-purchase email sequence than you would if people bought only once, So you want your second time buyers to know that you really care about them, really appreciate them. And we also want to dynamically cross-sell products they haven't purchased. So we want to be able to say, hey, they've not purchased this product, send them this email. And my email CRM does that. If your email CRM doesn't do that, just send them offer emails. Send them a whole bunch of offer emails, as well as content emails. Content offer is what you should do there for your 2x buyer sequence. So some things to remember about email, some tips that will help is to always use deadlines. Always use deadlines. Every email automation that you have, every manual broadcast, every sale event, you always want to be using automations. And then good looking design really helps. Images sell the click. You always got to ask for the sale, and you always want to use UTM tracking codes so that when someone clicks an email and they go to your website, that is being communicated into your Google Analytics because there's a special little tracking code. Most email service providers do this by default now, and you can just turn it on. So those are for your automated email campaigns. It took me 40 minutes to tell you about automated email campaigns. Now let's talk about the email campaigns that are happening when you're doing manual broadcasts, because automation is not limited to sequences, as you'll see. So I think you should be doing a sale campaign in your business once every 6 weeks at a minimum. Once a month you could do. So I don't care if you have 50 subscribers, 100 subscribers. You should be running a sale campaign once every 6 weeks. No question, without a doubt, 100%, you should be doing it. You will make more money. You owe it to yourself to do manual broadcast campaigns. I also think, obviously, you should broadcast anytime you've got content, send it to your subscribers, send them to your blog post, but you should have a dedicated email sale campaign happening once a month. Here's an example of our holiday sale. We sent out, this was a Black Friday sale, we sent out a total of 35 emails during the sale. Each customer would have received around 25 emails in a 3-week period, all about a sale. And some were, because some of them were going to people who didn't open, so not everyone would have received all 35. Every single email made money. Check this out. You can see here that the email that went out on November 28th, which I believe was Cyber Monday, did 60,000. We sent out an email at 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. that day. Our Black Friday, which was November 26th, you can see did 83,000. We sent out a Black Friday email that went out in the evening at looks like we sent 2 emails on Black Friday. The one that went out in the evening made more money. So you might be asking yourself, man, you sent 35 emails for a sale campaign. You sent 2 emails some days, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. You sent 3 emails some days, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. Were people upset? Well, no. Look at this. So the first email we sent in the campaign was on 11/25/16. That was, I think, Black Friday. And we had 0.4% unsubscribe and 0.3% spam ratio. Look at the last email we sent. We had no spam complaints and no unsubscribes. We had 52 people complain and 116 people unsubscribe. Oh, sorry. You can see here. we had 116 people complain on the last day, and we had 685 people unsubscribe. The point is, the numbers are the same. That you're going to get some level of spam complaints and some level of unsubscribes every time you send an email. It's just part of it. You don't have to worry about that. It's just part of it. But if you're doing the stuff that I'm telling you to do, if you're adding value through content and case studies and offering products, then your customers aren't going to be upset when you run a sale campaign every once a month or every 6 weeks. They're going to be happy about it. Now, some days we sent multiple emails per day. We would mail at 7 a.m., 7 p.m., and then later in the sale campaign, we'd send an offer email at 7 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m. Check out the results. We nearly doubled the revenue every day that we sent the email twice or 3 times. Look at this. You can see that if you look real close, on December 15th, we sent out 7 a.m., a 5 p.m., and a 10 p.m., and some of those were going to unopens. But the 7 a.m. did 34,000, the 5 p.m. did 23,000, and the 10 p.m. did 23,000. So you can literally send multiple emails per day, because the thing is, everyone's getting hundreds, if not thousands of emails a day. And so if they want to buy from you, but they get sidetracked, then sending another email is not going to upset them, because you're going to just pop up at the top of their inbox. So don't consider it okay, so my point here is that you are not emailing too often. There is no such thing, in my opinion, as emailing too often. What we do is we email our subscriber base once a week with a piece of content, and then we re-email anyone who doesn't open that email. So we email at least once a week with a piece of content, and then every month we have a, let's say 6 to 10 email or 6 to 10 day campaign where we're heavily pushing a sale event like you're seeing here. And nobody gets upset at us. And I do this across multiple brands, by the way. Don't consider it a done deal when someone has bought one time when you're doing a sale campaign. So this will make you some money right here. Okay, this is kind of cool. So we created special messaging for folks who'd bought once and communicated with them differently from people who'd had to buy. And we incentivized them to make a second, third, fourth, or fifth purchase by offering them an extra discount. So what we did was we were able to get nearly 10% of our buyers to buy a second time. So check this out. So what you can see here is that we have 26,000 people who ordered at least once, but not twice, since Black Friday. But then we had 2,000 people who ordered twice. And then we had 190 people who ordered 3 times. We had some people who ordered 4 times. So we were able to get 10% of people to order twice, and then 10% of those people to order 3 times. So basically we were able to do that by not considering it a done deal once someone had purchased from us. And let me explain how we did that, okay? So we would send an email out that's like, hey, so someone who bought from us, right? They bought from us once during a sale event. They would, a day later, get an email that says, hey, and this was all manual, by the way. This wasn't automatic. We manually broadcasted these people. Because you ordered from Boom this holiday season, we have a special gift for you. For the next 3 days only, note the urgency, we want to give you an extra 5% off our holiday sale, because they had initially gotten a 10% discount. We want to give you an extra 5% off. That's a total of 15% off. And because we just extended our shipping deadlines, you've got 3 more days. And then that would link, and this email literally laid out our products. So it was like, content, and then it kind of laid out our products. And we were able to get 10% of people to buy twice. And we do this every sale event now, and it works really well. Deadlines work really well. We did about $200,000 in revenue in the last 2 days of that sale campaign from people who had not bought during the entire sales sequence up to that point, meaning they'd received 20 some odd emails, still not made a purchase decision, but now, because the offer was going away and the shipping deadline was fast approaching, they made a decision to buy. So deadlines will always get you extra sales, and you have to use them in your email marketing if you want your email marketing to be effective. Another little tip that we did was we were able to use GIF imagery here. So what you can see here is this image is moving. This is called a GIF image. I'll click it again. You can see it's going. And we put these in our email campaigns that were going out to people because they got higher click-through rates than the images. We actually use GIFs in the email. So I recommend you do that in your actual emails that you're sending out. Run a sale campaign every 6 weeks. Do it. Use long form, content heavy, use discount ladders, long form emails, use deadlines. We like to pick a logo for our brand and then use that logo, like this was the one, for example, for our summer sale, to theme the emails that we're sending. So you can see all the ads would have that logo and that theming. And here's examples of those ads. Hey, we've got a sale running. We don't just email our subscribers. We retarget them with advertising as well, right? We run video ads, customer testimonial ads, image ads, customer testimonial ads. These customer testimonials, by the way, are generated with that email that I showed you in the post-purchase sequence. So we might have a video ad that leads to a product offer page that then leads to our checkout sequence, or we'd have an email that leads to a product offer page that leads to our checkout sequence. You should be doing this once every 6 weeks. You will make more money if you do it. Now, I promised you at the beginning of this presentation that I would talk to you about Facebook Messenger. And that's what I'm about to do. So Facebook Messenger lists. I believe that this is email 2.0. I believe that within 18 months, maybe 10 to 15% of our total revenue will be coming from this channel. It still won't be as big as email, but it'll be a big channel. And it's very similar. I want you to think of Facebook Messenger sort of exactly as you think of email. It's a communication medium that you can use to engage with a subscriber and talk to them about things that you have to offer them. And messaging apps are bigger than social networks now. So like, WhatsApp and iMessage and stuff like that, Facebook Messenger are bigger than Facebook, Instagram. They're bigger. The top four messaging apps are bigger than social networking apps. And I want you to leverage a chatbot. So what is a chatbot? Well, it's not this creepy. Okay. Its name is not Tay and it doesn't look this creepy. What it is it's a computer software that's developed to simulate intelligent conversation through written or spoken text. And these are going to be everywhere. Basically, you message, they reply back. This trend of auto-conversing bots inside messaging apps is called the conversational economy. And basically, it is the future of the way that you communicate, the way that you shop, the way that you book travel, the way that you use services. You'll be in New York City. Now you open up your Facebook Messenger and you hail your Uber from there. You open up Facebook Messenger and you order your food from there. You're going to walk into a cafe and they're going to Facebook message you automatically through a bot the Wi-Fi password. This channel of communication is going to be big in the next 18 months and everyone's going to be using it. So what I want to do is show you the top 3 ways to leverage Facebook Messenger automation and chatbots for every brand. Okay, so this is, very similar to email marketing. It's very similar, and that's why I want you to, know how to do it. So, by the way, I'm getting some note that the audio is going in and out. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone here. Let me know if you've got good audio. Just ping me, say, hey, audio's good. Okay, it's all good. Great. So the top 3 ways to leverage Facebook Messenger automation and chatbots for every brand. The first is bottom of funnel events. So here's what I mean by that. The bottom of the funnel is when someone gets pretty far in your sales funnel. You don't want to be trying to communicate with someone in Facebook Messenger like when they first arrive at your store. So the best bottom of funnel event for an e-commerce store is visited the shopping cart but did not buy. So someone who visited your shopping cart but has yet to purchase. What we do is we use Messenger bot retargeting ads. I'm going to show you how these work. I did just go quiet to take a sip of water. I've been talking now for a good hour straight here. So we've seen a 30% reduction in cost per acquisition using this strategy. So what you can see here is like in our sales funnel, when someone would visit the shopping cart, we used to retarget them with a dynamic product ad. Obviously, we've got all kinds of other retargeting happening. I teach this training in my Facebook video ads training, which you can get on my website. But now what we do is when someone visits our shopping cart and doesn't buy, we retarget them with a Facebook Messenger ad. So here's what that's going to look like. We set up an advertisement, and this is just a little bit of technical and tactical specifics for you. For those of you nerds who are super interested in it, like me, if you're not interested, just hand this over to whoever does your Facebook. So the traffic objective is going to, the objective for the campaign on Facebook is going to be traffic. You're going to be targeting people inside of Facebook feeds. That's the placement. You want to just have it say website or messenger in your ad set where you're targeting people. I will give you these screenshots here so you can look at this again. Then you want to put your audience of who you want to target. In our case, it's people who visited our shopping cart and didn't buy in the last 60 days. You set your optimization, just leave all this stuff normal. And then when you're creating your advertisement, this is very important. You put in your image just like normal, but instead of selecting website URL, what you select is message text. And then you put in a message, and I'm going to show you the message that we put in just now. So basically, that's the message. It says limited time discount on Boom products. Reply to this message with the word coupon to get 10% off. Then what happens is a user sees this ad on Facebook, right? A user is going to see this ad on Facebook, and it's going to look like this. And when they click it, it's going to actually open their Facebook Messenger window. It's going to say, hey, limited time discount, reply to this message with the word coupon, and you're going to get 10% off. And then when they reply with the word coupon, like you see here, this automatically pops up. Congratulations, you've successfully accessed our discount code. Enter coupon code at checkout, and there's a call to action. And then underneath that, we have a carousel of our products, actually dynamically populating right into their Facebook Messenger channel, which is another channel of communication between our brand and our potential customer. We're using a service called ManyChat, ManyChat.com. It's free. And they have this little feature here called automation. You see that right there? And inside of automation, they have something called keywords. You connect this to your Facebook, and then basically we put in the keyword of coupon. As you can see here, we said message contains coupon. So when someone messages us when the message contains coupon, go ahead and put it, and they give you this easy thing where you can literally build out messages, you can build out buttons, you can build out carousels. And what's cool about ManyChat is they will show you how many people this was sent to and how many people it was delivered to. This screenshot was taken a long time ago. And since then, as you'll see, we've had, many thousands of these delivered. You can see all the people that, and by the way, look at the number of people who opened this. 98% opened it, and 59% clicked it. And I'm going to show you the open rates and the click rates in Facebook Messenger. Insane. You can see who opened it and didn't click it. You can then tag them and dynamically broadcast to them. So you can broadcast to people inside of Facebook Messenger who opened it but didn't click, and say, hey, don't forget to buy. Don't forget to go and purchase from us. And we used to pay $10 per conversion here for people who visited our cart and didn't buy. What you can see here is that's dropped down to $5.86. So we've seen like a 30% reduction in cost per acquisition of people who visited our cart but didn't buy by leveraging the Facebook Messenger channel. And now ManyChat just rolled out a new feature. And that new feature says when someone comments on a post, it sends them a Facebook message. So we're going to change this ad to say, comment on this ad, comment on this post, and we'll send you a Facebook message with our coupon, and it will work even better. So that's the first way you can use Facebook Messenger as a communication channel between your brand and subscriber. The next way is automation at the onset. So basically, ManyChat has this feature called the welcome message. And you can build it, and basically you can then build out this menu where you can see here it says, hey, I'm the Boom chatbot. Message me to get immediate responses and questions about our Pro Age products. You can ask me things like, what is Boom Silk, or who is Cindy Joseph? You can click Get Started, or you can click Customer Support. And then when someone goes to your Facebook Messenger and they send you a message, this will reply to them. Like if people just send your fan page a message, or if you have a post that says, hey, message us, this thing will reply to them. And that's automation and welcome message. You can then build out this menu. ManyChat will then tell you, it's called the main menu, how many people are, each one of those buttons can have more options, and they'll tell you how many people are clicking on these things, what the conversion rate is. So you can use automation. You can have a automated menu that pops out when someone Facebook messages you. And this is our revenue in the last 30 days. We did $1.4 million in revenue. What you can see is that Facebook Messenger is already the number 16 revenue channel, and we're barely using it. The value per visitor from Facebook Messenger is $6, which the only value per visitor that is higher than that is email for us when you look at our revenue that we're generating here. So I think this is going to grow consistently, this channel of communication between brands and subscribers. The other way that you can use it is to broadcast to customers and community. So you can, once people subscribe to your Facebook Messenger, you can send them an email. Look, we sent this email out here inside of Facebook Messenger. So this populates into their Facebook Messenger channel. It was delivered to 5,700 people. 80% of them opened it and 40% clicked on it. That is an insane open and click ratio. I mean, it's insane. So we sent this thing out that says, hey, can I tell you 8 things that I do every day for soft and healthy skin? Because we don't want to be particularly aggressive with this channel yet, because people aren't like used to receiving communications inside of Facebook Messenger. So we want to be really nice and say, hey, can I tell you this? And you can see that 25%, yes, you can. They said, yes, you can. And 19%, no, you can't. But the people, and look at the open rate, look at the click rate, it's crazy. The 19% of people that said no, not right now, we then popped up this thing that said, okay, feel free to message us at Boom or join our Boom Club. And we had 5% of people who joined the Boom Club. So 5% of the people who said, no, you can't tell me about that right now, went ahead and joined our club, which is kind of cool. You can also broadcast sale campaigns. Like we did a flash sale, hey, 10% off Boom Cotton for the next 24 hours only. This is basically the equivalent of running a manual broadcast sale campaign, but doing it inside of the Facebook Messenger channel rather than the email channel. David W. says, let's go, champ. I know, it's pretty exciting stuff. So the other thing that I'd recommend doing is if you have any email subscribers at all, what you want to do is email them and ask them to Facebook message you. So what you can see here is we say, hey, this is your we say, hey, because you shop Boom's Valentine's Day sale, we want to give you 15% off Boom mask for the next 12 hours only. Send us a Facebook message and that reads sweetheart, and we'll give you a discount. So what we're doing in this case is we're using one channel to populate another channel, So we're emailing people, asking them to go to Facebook message because we have people on Facebook or we have people on email. We want to get them on Facebook Messenger. So we email them and say, go to Facebook Messenger, and we're able to populate our Facebook Messenger channel with people who are on our email list, which allows us to, get people onto the Facebook Messenger channel, which we can then leverage in the future. There's native integrations for this. Shopify will send people their order data, tracking numbers, stuff like that. People can then reply. And there are native integrations coming for all of the platforms. So basically, like you'll be able to push order-specific data and customer-specific data into Facebook Messenger. You'll be able to say stuff like, hey, first name, here's your order data, or here, I saw you bought this, but not this. You'll be able to, this channel is going to grow, and it's part of email. So that is a presentation that I had for you on email marketing and Facebook Messenger. But I also, now we're going to get into the part where you have the opportunity to train more in depth with me. Use all the stuff I just gave you. It's super valuable. It will make you more money. If you go back through this and you implement this in your business, you're going to grow. If you do those email automations, you do those broadcast emails, you do this Facebook Messenger stuff, it's going to make you more money. Now, if you're interested in going even deeper with me and being able to copy and replicate every single email I've ever written and learn my Facebook Messenger strategy more in depth, then check this out. So you could do all this stuff yourself, and you could try to get results like I'm getting. Or you could literally swipe every one of my emails and campaigns. So what I'd like to introduce to you is Advanced E-commerce Email Marketing under our Traffic MBA training course. This is a 5-week training program where I'm going to have short little videos, and already the first several modules are finished, clear benchmarks before and after at the end of each video to easily focus you and aim your success. And basically what I'm going to be doing is actually walking you through how to actually set up these emails. So the first thing that you're going to get is the golden swipe file. This is every autoresponder email for Boom and Be Friendly, and every email we've ever sent. This is what it looks like. You can see here, you're going to get this on a I'm not going to just give you the whole thing like this because it wouldn't be consumable. I'm going to give it to you on a per email flow and email campaign basis, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So not only are you going to get every email we've ever written and split tested for every autoresponder sequence we have and every sale campaign we've ever written, as well as the imagery for them, but you're also going to get me walking you through them in a week-by-week basis. So basically, week 1 is infrastructure and post-purchase. So it's our winning email structure, how to set up the emails properly, our profitable post-purchase flow, how to cross-sell emails. And what I'll show you is that when you get into the members area here, so this is the members area, and I'm just going to pop this open. So basically what you'll do is you'll log in. It's not letting me expand that. So let me go ahead and just make this a little bit bigger here. So what you're going to do is, oops, I can't even get it big. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So you're going to log in here. You're going to come to Advanced E-commerce Email Marketing. You're going to click Get Started. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. This is the e-commerce community members area. There's a welcome video where I kind of bring you through what this is all about. Module 1, I literally take you through what your business is, tips that are going to help your email convert, the 4 types of emails we send, your post-purchase email part 1, your post-purchase email part 2, the pre-arrival sequence, the selfie request email, the comment customer box survey, the video review request. And each one of these, by the way, there's infrastructure and analysis. Each one of these is me literally sitting here, walking you through why we're doing what we're doing, showing you examples on screen of each individual email, and then you'll be able to grab the post-purchase swipe file, which you can then download. It'll just download right to your computer, and it will be all of the post-purchase emails for Boom and Be Friendly. It's invaluable. It's definitely worth whatever price I'm going to sell it for, because we worked really hard on this. And then in week 2, we're going to go over the 1-2-1-2 left-right punch, our win-back campaigns for profit, how you can buy X and not Y, and set up those emails and kind of replicate your ads and emails so you'll pop right into module 2 here, and we'll be taking you through our post-purchase automation for 2 buyers, right? And then our win-back campaigns. And again, every one of these, I'm going to walk you through what we're doing. It's kind of loud. Let me just delete that. I'm going to walk you through what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it works and what the structure is. You'll then be able to come right here and download the swipe file, which hasn't been uploaded because module 2 has not been released to you guys just yet. But the swipe file, we have all these things are written and ready for you to consume. I just want to make it into a consumable format for you. So you are going to get every single autoresponder from Boom and Be Friendly, our post-purchase email sequences, our pre-purchase email sequences, our hot list email sequences, our cart abandonment email sequences, our win-back email sequences, our 2x buyer post-purchase email sequences, and every sale campaign we've ever run, including every email that's ever been sent in every sale campaign, all of the exact swipe file copy, all the design elements so that you can replicate them, videos on how to implement them yourself. That's going to be our summer sale, our Valentine's Day sale, our Mother's Day sale, our holiday sale from 2015, 2016, our single item sales. Every sale that we run, you will have access to in that swipe file. And by the way, I'm going to answer all your questions after I'm done making you this course offering. You're going to get a bonus, which is our Facebook Messenger training. So how to use Facebook Messenger as a communication channel. It's going to be a great little bonus on Facebook Messenger as a communication channel. And I believe it's going to be it's not, it won't be a big revenue maker for you. It'll be maybe, 15 or 20 on your revenue list, but it's going to grow and you should know how to use it. Obviously, every one of our training courses comes with live chat. Right when you're logged in, you can literally just chat our community. You can chat, Anthony, Jeff, Steve, Brittany, Laura. We're all in there and you can live chat us if you need anything or if you have any questions. I have a webinar only bonus for you, which is our behavioral automation campaigns, which we've only ever shared once before, and we've never actually shared the emails for. So basically, this is an email automation campaign that's showing behavioral dynamic emails. It's one that we were using to sell our former software called Booster Page, which was for Amazon businesses that we actually stopped selling because Amazon changed their rules on how you can collect discount reviews. But it's a great case study in email marketing, and I think it really adds to the conversation of becoming an expert at dynamic email marketing. And so we're really going to break it down step by step. And for those of you who are ever interested in selling something beyond physical products, leveraging webinars, leveraging behavioral automated emails, it's a really phenomenal campaign case study that you can replicate. You can have all the email copy and everything. So every email we've ever sent, every sale campaign from Boom, from Be Friendly, you're going to get in this training, and you're getting me sitting you down, walking you through all of it, and giving you the context on why we're doing what we're doing. And by the way, I will answer your questions in just a second. So you're probably wondering, hey, that sounds pretty good. I would like that. I'd like to copy your email marketing strategies. I'd like to have your very, very high paid, I might add, copywriters writing my content. Because basically you're going to look at all of our copy, you're going to modify it for your brand, and you're going to deploy it. You don't have to change it that much. You can use very similar stuff. Just switch it out for your brand content. So it's essentially like getting 2 copywriters writing all of your post-purchase, pre-purchase, hot list, abandonment, sale campaign emails for you, and showing you the designs that we're using in our emails that you can then just have your designer replicate inside your email CRM. So how much is it? Well, eventually it's going to be $2,500. We will raise the price on this training because I believe that email is 1/3, if not one half of your business. And so it's super valuable and it's ongoing. And we've worked really hard on it. So it's going to be $2,500, but because you're the first group and because we're just putting this together now, by the way, you will not have to wait more than a week for each module. I'm going to give you a week to implement each thing. But it's like most of it's recorded. We just have to edit it and put it in the members area. It's not going to be $2,500 for you. It's going to be $1,497 for a limited time only. You get 1 year full access to this training, which is plenty of time to implement it, by the way. You can go to smartmarketer.com/email to take advantage of this. We do have a payment plan, smartmarketer.com/email. Now, I have a full 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee on all my training programs. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to guarantee that if you implement what I'm teaching you in this training, it's going to be valuable for you. It's going to make you money, and I stand behind that. And hey, listen, if you don't like it, you can return it and I'll give you your money back. But my strong hunch is that you're going to love it and it's going to be well worth your investment because we've worked really hard on this training and it's coming from years and years of research of email of what's actually working in our brand. It's giving you the ability. It's the easiest swipe and deploy training we've ever had. It's not like ads where you have to go set them up. Now, of course, I believe very heavily in ads training, but ads training is a little bit harder because you have to actually go in and figure out targeting audiences and stuff. Doesn't mean it can't be done. It's just harder than implementing email. Email is swipe and deploy. You're literally paying me to swipe all my campaigns and literally deploy them into your business. And this is going to be available for only 5 days. You can go to smartmarketer.com/email to take advantage of it. This training isn't for everyone. Okay. If you don't have, if you're spending your last $1,500 on this training, I don't want your money. I don't want your money, okay? I want you to invest in this if you're willing to invest. I have no doubt this is going to make you far more than $1,500 in your business over time. There's no question in my mind for a second that's not going to be super profitable for you. But, if it's the last of your money, come back at a time when you're feeling more flush and purchase it then. You've got a decision to make right now. You're going to know that you were here and that you had this opportunity to grow your business. And if you're interested in doing that, I'd love to help you do it. You can do it. My results aren't typical, but you can make money with your brand by leveraging email. And if you're not doing 30% minimum, you should go through this training and implement it. Can I 100% guarantee your success? No, I can't. I can't guarantee that you're going to be successful in your brand. However, if you've got a good product and you follow these steps and you really don't take any shortcuts and you actually implement them, it's going to be hard to fail at this because, it's good stuff. We've been working on it. So 1 year full access, smartmarketer.com/email. I'm going to answer your questions very shortly. Full 30-day money back guarantee on this training program. You could go through it alone or you could have us in your corner to help you out. And we're pretty dang good at this stuff. So, I would love to have you in my email marketing training for Traffic MBA. You can get this discounted price for a limited time only. First module is ready and available for you to go through right now and implement the most important email automation sequence that we have, which is that post-purchase flow and some other ones. And now I'll take your questions. smartmarketer.com/email. Let me quickly just kind of show you what it's going to look like when you go to smartmarketer.com/email. You will end up on a page like this that gives you the opportunity to pay fully upfront or do a payment plan. You can select one of these options. You will then have the ability to check out and purchase from us, at which time you'll then hop right into this members area and immediately get this post-purchase swipe file as well as access to these videos. By the way, I don't mess around. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So, this is not like, I try to make it short, 5 minutes, and this one, 2 minutes here, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and 2 minutes. So basically between 2, 5, and 10 minutes, each one of these videos can be consumed and you can be growing your business. So go to smartmarketer.com/email, take advantage of this training, join me in it. It's going to make your business grow. Let me answer some of your questions now. Let's go ahead and answer some of these questions. Okay. Let's see. Ezra, would this work for my website? Yeah, I don't care what you sell. Email marketing is valuable at every stage of the customer journey, and you need to implement it. What about pop-ups? Aren't Facebook's removing pop-ups from websites? They banned the post. So they're removing exit pop-ups. I'm doing exit intent, not exit pop-ups. And if you go back and watch this, you'll see that I explain the difference between the two. What CRM do you use? I use a CRM called Klaviyo, which is Klavio. If you go to smartmarketer.com and you click on tools here and you scroll down to Klaviyo, that will take you over to Klaviyo. You can sign up for a free trial through my affiliate link. They will know that you came from me and they will take care of you. So that is smartmarketer.com/tools. And you can click on Klaviyo here. It's great, a great CRM for sure. Let's pop back on this Keynote file here. Okay. Is the video content somewhere I can download it? You can email our support desk if you need that. Have to run, but my notes... I'd love to replay this video. Yeah, we're going to send you a replay of this for sure. It'll be available for a limited time. Has this been offered for? It looks familiar, like something I already purchased. We've never offered this ever before, this training program. It's brand new. We've done some lightweight training on email and different courses, but we've never gone this in depth. We've never broken down every dynamic automation sequence. We've never given out our sales campaigns. We've never given out our swipe files. This is like the most in-depth training on email marketing for e-commerce that exists, I believe, in the world. And it's definitely the most in-depth we've ever gone. We've only ever done surface level stuff before. Are you just generating emails from your Boom Club links on your website? Do you generate emails in other ways? Yeah, the course covers how we're generating emails, but basically the way we generate emails is only on our website, right? We do the pre-purchase, the hot list sales page abandoners, the cart abandoners, the post-purchase. We're not running email marketing advertising. However, if you were running lead generation email campaigns, you would still put them on that pre-purchase automation sequence. I just bought the email modules. Thank you, Tim says. Awesome, man. Thanks for joining the course. Yeah, if you purchased, let me know. If you're in the training, go ahead and let me know. I'll give you a shout out if you made a purchase. I'm actually going to, over here in a window that's not visible, I'm going to pop up who has joined. I will continue to answer your questions here in just a moment. So give me just a second while I go ahead and pull that up so I can shout out the folks who are joining the training program right now. Let's see. Oops, I accidentally deleted your email, your question there, Cam. If you want to ask it again, I will respond to it. So let's go ahead and pop this open here. Oops, that is the wrong one. All right, so I'm just gonna look at who's joined the crew so far. I'll go ahead and close this. I'm gonna keep answering your questions here. So I'm gonna minimize this one here. Don't worry, I'm gonna answer your guys' questions. I'm gonna keep going here. I'm just gonna pop this way down there. Perfect. Wow, so I can see that we have quite a few people joining us. How exciting is that? We've got Jason Williamson in the house. We've got Jennifer Reichert in the house. We've got Timmy Palladino in the house. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm super excited to have you inside the training. Let's see. I'm going to set this up right now. Awesome. You mentioned 4 ideas for trust building. I feel like they don't apply to me since I'm starting a new drop shipping store. I wonder if you recommend what else I can talk about for trust builders. We can talk about how your products are made. You can talk about how you care about the customers more than anyone else. You can leverage a customer testimonial, get your cousin to give you a testimonial. You can talk about how your products are made, things like that. What email software to use? Just answered that one. Let's see. What do you think of, let's see, MSG Hero? I don't even know what it is. Michael says, why just 1 year of access? I'd feel better knowing I can access it anytime. I don't sell lifetime access because I don't believe in it. I think if you don't implement this within a year, then what are you doing giving me $1,500? I'm doing you a favor by giving you a deadline to implement this stuff. If you're going to wait around for a year to implement this, don't buy it. I don't want your money. So you can go through it all. And by the way, stuff changes pretty quickly in our online marketplace. Now, I've been using these same email campaigns for years, so it's unlikely that these are going to go out of date. But I like to create a bit of urgency, and I feel like a year is plenty of time for you to implement this content into your business. Obviously, you get to download the swipe files, so those are yours forever. You get to keep those swipe files. You're never going to lose them. But I want you to actually implement this, so I'm giving you a deadline. I think it's totally fair. And by the way, a year in internet years is like 10 years, dude. So let's see. Recommended email platform for automation. I like Klaviyo, ActiveCampaign. Klaviyo for Shopify stores. ActiveCampaign is good. You know, Infusionsoft's good. Entreport's good. Just depends on what you're doing. So I saw the difference, but one of my posts with the timed pop-up on mobile wouldn't purchase because of the pop-up. Yeah, I don't know about that. I've never had an issue with pop-ups, exit intent pop-ups. I had a better open rate on text-only emails. Do you find any value in this approach? That is market-specific, right? So if you're in a market that's getting all kinds of crazy emails with imagery, then you can try doing text-only and see if it works better for you. It's just something you'd have to test. In our case, every one of our markets, Smart Marketer, Be Friendly, Boom, Zipify, all do way better with HTML emails that have design elements in them, images, buttons, videos, text, bulleting, headlines, that stuff. Let's see. Would you recommend if I have a dropship business with smaller margins? Yeah, I think if you have a dropship business, you've got to get good at email marketing. You have to be able to convert people because it's going to be harder to make money on ads, right? Because you're only dropshipping. So you've got to do good email marketing. Let's see. What app do you use for pop-ups? So for pop-ups, we are using an app called OptiMonk, OptiMonk. I'll go ahead and pop open the URL for you. So you can go to optimonk.com. Let's just pop this over here. So you can go to optimonk.com/smart marketer. That's optimonk.com/smart marketer. And that will take you to this tool where you can buy 1 month and get 2 months free, and you can get a 14-day free trial, and you can use it the same way that we are using it here on Boom. optimonk.com/smart marketer. You can also go to smartmarketer.com, and you can click on tools, and then from tools you can scroll down over to, we really ought to have that on here. Papine, if you're still with us, let's remember to put OptiMonk on our tools page. All right, next question. Do you offer services on teaching how to create Facebook ads that actually work? I do. And what you're going to want to do for that is go to smartmarketer.com/video ads training. By the way, I just realized I can send you these links. Let me just send these out to you guys. This is my video ads training, but here. This is the payment link for the email marketing course, which I recommend that you go through here. And I'll send you the other links as well. Do you need to have a CRM system? For example, some of the strategies for those who click but do not buy, we have ActiveCampaign. Will that still work? Yeah, you can do all this stuff inside of ActiveCampaign for sure. They have everything that Klaviyo has. So I like ActiveCampaign a lot. You guys are all freaked out about losing access to the training after 1 year. Dude, if you don't implement this in a year, what are you buying it for? And you don't lose access to the swipe files, and you can probably still log into the members area if we don't remember to kick you out. But the point is that I don't make lifetime offers because I don't believe in lifetime offers. I think that's really doing you a disservice saying, hey, I'm going to have this available to you for life. I think that it's more fair to say, hey, you've got a year to leverage this content for both of us, and keeps me the ability to keep my content fresh, and it gives you a deadline to consume. By the way, there is a money-back guarantee, and by the way, you should implement this right away. Should not be waiting a year, dude. Will this be difficult to set up in Infusionsoft? Actually, Infusionsoft is real easy to set this stuff up. They're a great automation system. What is the advantage of sending customers email marketing from Facebook Messenger? Are you missing their information? What is the advantage to benefit to sending customers from email marketing to Facebook? Okay, so the advantage of leveraging multiple platforms is that you have sort of a fragmented user base, in as much as the mobile world comes with fragmentation. The average user has 3 devices and they have 194 channels they consume from: Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, iMovie, iMessage, iTunes, Gmail, YouTube, Facebook. So you want to be prevalent on as many channels as you can. So you want people on email and you want them on Facebook Messenger. You want to send them an email and you want to Facebook message them if you can get them on both channels. And you want to run ads about the same communication to people who visited your website. And you want to do a desktop push notification. You want to try to communicate on as many channels as possible. And in the training, by the way, I didn't even put this in there, we will have a bonus. We will have a special webinar only bonus on implementing, I should say, if I can spell that, Push Crew desktop push notifications, because essentially it's just like email. It's another communication medium for your brand and for your store, for your website. It's a really cool thing. I'll do that for you guys. I'll do that bonus on how to leverage that communication medium. What is your email rate and click rate typically? Well, why don't I just go ahead and pull up my Klaviyo account here and give you a little look-see right on inside of it. How about that? Let's get a little deep here. I'm going to pop open my Klaviyo here. I'm going to go ahead and go over to my campaigns. Going to pop this girl right over here. Going to zoom in. A little zoom, zoom, zoom. You can see here, this email went out this morning at 7 a.m., 29% open rate, 5% click rate, 43,000 clicked it, 8,000 opened it, 14,000 in revenue. This email went to people who didn't open this email. This email went out on April 20th, a week ago. You notice we mail every week. 27% open rate, 6% click rate, 22,000 in revenue. This went out to the people who didn't open this one. Notice that we're only sending to people who've opened in the last 120 days. And you can see, so in general, we're getting about a 30% and between 5 and 8%, 30% open rate, 5 and 8% click-through rate. And then obviously these are just content emails. These aren't sale campaign emails that we're sending there. So feel free to tag me on Facebook, facebook.com/meet Ezra, at Ezra Firestone on Twitter, at Ezra Firestone on Instagram, Ezra Firestone on Facebook. Let people know that you're enjoying this training. Let people know they should check out smartmarketer.com. I would really appreciate that if you'd be up for doing that. Let's see if we've got some more people who tag me on Twitter. I don't know if I said Twitter. Joined. Yeah, Jennifer Reichert's in the house. Rory Boyle's with us. Caitlin Andrews is here, who just purchased Traffic MBA, e-commerce advanced email marketing. Thank you so much for joining the training program. Let's see. You mentioned using Facebook for video. Are you no longer using Wistia? So let me show you actually kind of what I mean by that. All right. So if you go to our blog where we're emailing people to, you'll notice that the emails that they're getting on the blog are uploaded to Facebook here. So this is uploaded to Facebook. This is in a square format so that the people who watch it, we can retarget on Facebook. However, on our product offer pages here, we are still leveraging Wistia videos because we think they load a little bit faster. They're a little bit more mobile responsive. They've got statistics we can look at. So for our product offer pages, we're still using Wistia. For all of our content-based emails, we're using Facebook for our video hosting. Smartmarketer.com/email. Join the training program. I'll keep saying that. How do you get the open or clicked emails dynamically uploaded to Facebook for retargeting? So inside of Klaviyo, I'm actually not going to go in there because I don't want to show you customer data, but Klaviyo does that where they will they'll create they've got a sync. Many email lists now have syncs between their email list and Facebook, so you can sync dynamic groups of people to Facebook. You can use Sync Sumo, SYNC Sumo. Sync Sumo is a great one for that. But your email address probably does it. Your email system probably dynamically syncs to Facebook on there. So let me just see if anyone's tagging me on Facebook. Keep answering your questions here. How would you go about creating a lot of video content for your ads if you're not your target audience, if you're not suitable to produce the videos yourself? Hire people or do screen capture with no face to camera. You don't need to do face to camera. You could hire people. It works just fine. Or you could do screen share, slide share. That also works really well. Nobody has tagged me on Instagram yet. You guys got to get on your Instagram game around here. Let's see. Big assumption here is that you already have a boatload of emails. Not true. Not true at all. Big assumption here is that you've got a business that you want to grow. And if you've got a business that you want to grow, then guess what you got to be doing? You got to be doing dynamic automated emails pre-purchase, during the purchase process, and post-purchase. And you need to be manually broadcasting anyone who is subscribed to you, and you need to be leveraging the Facebook Messenger channel. So I don't care how big your brand is. I don't care how much subscribers you have. The point is that you start leveraging this channel, and as your brand grows, it continues to pay because you set up those automated emails once, and then they work for you over time. Have you completely transitioned to Klaviyo from ActiveCampaign? Yes, I have. I no longer use ActiveCampaign. Have you heard of MSG Hero? I have no idea what it is. People keep asking me about it. I've never heard of it. People on this webinar, rather. I did within 30 seconds. Can you answer the rest of the questions? I don't know what questions you got. I just signed up. I'm ready to roll. Awesome, Jen. Super happy to have you in there. By doing sales events every month or so, aren't you conditioning your customers to only buy from a discount and never at full price? No, we're not. That's the weird thing about it is we're actually only running a sale event every 6 weeks. But basically you saw every time we send an email, people buy. And then when we do sale campaigns, they buy even more. So I don't think you have to worry about conditioning your customers to only buy from sale events because we don't do crazy 40% off sales. We like 10%, 10% on a specific product, 15% max, So you don't end up conditioning people. You end up conditioning people if you're like J. Crew and you run a sale every 3 days. Then people are only going to buy when you run a sale. But if you do it every 6 weeks, nobody remembers. It's not a big deal. So David's saying, explain how this can work with a flashlight or several models of flashlights. Think back to the dynamic automated email campaigns that we just went through, okay? Does not matter what you're selling. It's not about what I care about, by the way. What I care about is irrelevant. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You need emails to support people on the customer journey the same way that you need ads to support people on the customer journey. You got to be emailing people post-purchase. You got to be emailing people when they abandon your sales page. You got to be emailing people when they abandon your shopping cart. You got to be emailing people when they buy from you. You got to email people when you want to win them back after they bought from you. You've got to send broadcast emails to your buyers and try to cross-sell them different items in your same catalog. It's not about a consumable product. Do you know how many brands don't sell consumable products and crush it with email marketing? Man, there are literally hundreds of thousands of them. It's the consumable product is it's up in the air whether or not it's better to have a consumable product, first of all, than a non-consumable product. I don't think that whether or not the product is consumable that stops you from emailing your customers and generating reorders through cross-selling. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Thank you, Ezra. You're welcome. I'm just looking. Do you have a long form sales letter with bullet points of exactly what we're getting? No, at this point, I only have this training presentation that walks you through what you're getting. If you're still confused about what you're going to get in this training program, I would recommend watching this over again. When the replay comes out, and eventually we'll have like a big long form sales page on it. But at that point, we will probably have raised the price. So we like to launch to our internal community, our subscribers, give them an opportunity to get it at a discount, and then go out a little bit more wider. Let's see. The content is dripped, so you'll get access to one module per week. Let's see. So someone's saying, hey, I dropship from AliExpress. It takes 4 weeks for the product to arrive. In that case, I'd send people an email that says, hey, your product's not going to arrive for 4 weeks. And then I'd say, hey, your product's coming. Don't worry about it. It'll be here in 3 weeks. And I'd just kind of safe port them and remind them that they're still going to get their stuff. And then I would send them the video review request after they'd received it. Let's see. When you implement the last chance urgency 10% discounts, do they really expire? Do you think it would be a problem if they can't expire? No, they don't have to expire, man. Nobody's going to go check them, first of all. Like 1 out of every 1,000 people is going to go check 3 days later whether or not that coupon expired. And second of all, if you have the technology, which we do, to make it expire, you can do that. You can use one-time use codes, but you don't need to. It's not immoral to not do it because basically you're creating this urgency, and then most people assume the coupon has expired. And so we did for years. We didn't have the technology to make the coupon actually expire. It doesn't matter. Still works. Do you recommend MailChimp? I don't. I recommend Klaviyo over MailChimp personally. Do you think every brand will ruin your win-back sequence converting because of the delivery of the product, essentially the brand experience? I don't understand the question. Do you think every brand delivery drop shipper will ruin your win-back sequence converting because of the delivery of the product, essentially the brand experience? You got to rephrase that one for me, dude. Let's see. Do you think email, 30% of email is realistic for every industry? I really do. I really think that every physical product brand should be doing 30% of their brand revenue from the email channel if you implement the strategy. We're doing it across our brands. We're doing more on some of our brands. It's really a very effective strategy. Look at the big boys. They email every day, twice a day. Look at J. Crew. Look at any big company is emailing you like 4 times a day if you're subscribed to them. All right, let me just see who else has joined in the interim. Ron Boyle is in the group. Thanks for joining, Rory. I use single opt-in. Do you use the image? Do you share the images that you're using for your Messenger retargeting ads in this course? Yes, I will. I will share the images for that Facebook Messenger. Do you pull abandoned cart emails to Klaviyo directly from Shopify store for those that came from Facebook ads and not from an email broadcast? In other words, they were not in Klaviyo list to start with. We pull abandoned cart emails from people who enter their email address at checkout and then abandon. Klaviyo gets those and then sends them. Afshin keeps asking about Facebook ads. I sent you a link, dude. Click on the link to go through the Facebook ads training. Is this just a pre-recording? No, it's not just a pre-recording. This is live. I don't do, I'll send out a replay and I'll tell you it's a replay, but I'm not going to tell you something's live if it's not live. That's not how I roll. You must not have been hanging out with me for very long. I don't do anything that's out of integrity. I believe in people over progress. I believe in quality over quantity. I believe in putting out real, high quality, relevant, good trainings. I don't believe in duping my customer base. One of the reasons why I'm as popular as I am and I have as big of a subscriber base as I do is because I do real stuff. I'm honest. I have integrity, and I really strive to make that seen. Our business motto is serve the world unselfishly and profit, and that's what we try to do. So I'm not going to tell you this is live if it's not live. Yeah, I know. Zenovia's like, come on, guys. A year is more than enough time. For real, it is. Come on, get it together. Let's go, champ. All right. So it's about the end of the questions here. I'm starting to get a little bit of a strained voice here, so I'm going to go. I really appreciate you guys taking some time to hang out with me. I will send out this email address. I will send out this. Who wants a shout out? Howard wants a shout out. Please, anyone else want a shout out? Needs a shout out? I can give it to you one. I can give you a shout out. Thank you. Thank you. You are live, Howard says. Thank you 1 million times. Duke wants a shout out. What's up, Duke? What's up, Duke? What's going on? Alex from Sydney in the house. Brian wants a little bit of a shout out, little love on the webinar. Let's go, champ. Hope to see you at the gym on Sunday. It's not happening. I'm going out of town for like 2 weeks, but I'll be back. Gina just paid, or Guna just paid. Thanks for coming out tonight. Matt wants a shout out. Let's go, champ. Thanks for coming. John's like, what's up? Give me a shout out. Johnny in the house. Johnny B with us. Let's see. Liam from Singapore. Clive is happy with the training. Liz wants a shout out. Liz with a double Z. That's a hardcore Liz right there. Lizz. You're awesome. Please answer my question. I don't know what your question was, dude. Sophia says, thanks a lot. Let's see. Jehro Ma in the house, he says. Boston rules, some guy said. I want to shout out. Please, Georgia said, what's up, Georgia? Tina wants a shout out. What's up, Tina? How you doing? I just sent 3 questions. Can you answer them quickly? Send them right now. Hey, Ezra, I'm using OCU. Thanks for the software. And Klaviyo, but it's not syncing to the cart abandonment info from OCU. Go ahead and hit my support info at zipify.com, help at zipify.com. Our live chat will fix that for you. How many templates are we getting? You're getting a lot, okay? It's a lot of emails in every sequence. Thanks for sharing content. I have an abandoned cart campaign set up in my store using Recart. It gets a discount, but it gets no clicks. What can you suggest to increase click ratios? I'd have to look at your stuff to actually give you a suggestion, unfortunately. All right, guys, I'm gonna go now. I'm tired, but I really appreciate you hanging out with me. This offer will be available for the next week or so. Please join my email marketing training, smartmarketer.com/email, and I'll get this replay out to you as soon as I possibly can. And talk to you soon. Thank you so much.